Alright, so we finished the source configuration steps in the source configuration section, base raw extraction chapter. Next step, we'll be going into instantiating our base tables as a part of this Analytics and Engineering DBT 0 through 100 onboarding tutorial. So let's get into it and instantiate our base tables. And I know this is something you've been looking forward to, and thank you for still participating in viewing these videos and me going slowly through the process. So now let's get started. So here we're going to go to our specific folder path and go through and see we have three different types of folders. We have a base, mart, and then stage folders. These folders are specified in our DBT project YAML file, not the profiles.yaml file, but the DBT project.yaml file. That's a part of our DBT repo or folder. They're specified right here. The base, it's coming up right here. Base folder, then our staging folder, and then our models folder. So just keeping that in mind. And then here we have we're going to go through in this base folder and create our particular base tables or raw tables for the extraction and load just before going into the transformations to create our data models. So let's just go back here. Great. So now we're going to develop our queries for these raw tables. So here's an example. We're going to go through and query snowflake_demo catalog sales.sql. This is referenced in a hyperlink to the particular repository that's shown, or previously shown. You can look at that and check that out yourself. But this is the associated example, respective of a raw table created in that repository. Surprisingly, there's a naming convention for this table, and then it's just a preference of how you want to go about in your own analytics engineering process. This is something I've seen in examples that I've done in implementation myself, professionally and personally speaking. And so the convention in this particular case, in this base folder, would look like the source name of the particular source. For example, Mixpanel, segment, oh gosh, what's another good source? Facebook ads, Google ads, things like that. And the source table name. And then, again, this is not an industry standard, but this is the approach we're going to take in this example. And then our table will look as such. Remember, we specified our source configuration, right? So we're going to select all from the particular table on the customer source. And this right here, if we go into our target folder right here, we can see the compilation of what that particular file would look like through this convention. And let's actually look at it right now while we're in this case. So here it would look like, let's see if we can bring this down. I can't. Great. So here, that's a yeah, I know it's a good example. So here in our target, the file is compiled through Ginger statement implementation, source, customers, catalog, sales. And what it actually looks like in the target configuration as DBT is run is it has the same SQL query, but this template statement right here is translated into the particular database schema and the table name. And so that's why we'll implement that here. Plus there's some additional features within the source configuration that we specified in the last section. So if you want to miss that, you want to check that out, you can check that on the previous section / video. So let's go back into our full window. And then after we create the query template in our base folder, which is specified above, we can go through and then materialize this base table through the command dbt run -- models or model. There's no preference there. It could be model or models as the flag, and then we specify the query that we want in our example. And then this is seen below. So dbt run -- model, and then snowflake _ demo catalog sales. And then from there, it would be materialized, assuming the configurations you have and the credentials that you have are correct. And then here's an example of that materialization in the cloud database. So once it's materialized above, seen in that GIF, we then go to our Snowflake database, or you can do that in the command line as well if you have the Snowflake package installed. And then we can see that table is instantiated under, let's go right here, in a particular schema for our base tables. Voila. And then, again, how do you get that schema prefix right? Dev _ name, particularly its rolling average as dev _ name. We go into, again, our profiles YAML file that I mentioned before. And we go and we see right here, schema, dev _ the name. And here I called it LDAP. Either or, doesn't matter. And then that's how we get that particular schema name created through the implementation of dbt run. So if you ever want to change that up again, or have a different schema naming convention, this is where you want to change it in that profiles YAML file. And then remember that target thing I mentioned earlier within our profiles YAML file? Well, we can particularly aim to a specific target to materialize our tables, and the target allows us to use the different credentials, maybe particular attributes, like if we have a different schema name and a different target, we can specify that through a target flag. So before I mentioned we had like a prod target with its own particular schema convention. Maybe it's just dev. We can do dbt run -- target prod with this usual flag and table name that we had mentioned before. And then we would create the materialization, but under different conditions. So just keep that in mind. That's why we'd want to, if you want to aim to a target, this is the reason why we're going to that specification. Duplications of target can be utilized in combination with templates as well. So just keep that in mind. That's the cool thing about like dbt's functionality as well, is we can still use this target functionality within our queries as well, instead of just like standard SQL. So that's just some great stuff that we have going here, instantiating our base tables. Next step is just some further development in our base folder as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So stay tuned for that.